everyone, it is Liz with Liz Art Finds, and we are here today with haul number 51. And it was a great week. It was a really good week this week. So I can't wait to show you all the things. Let's talk first about what sold this past week. I had 2 sales on eBay this week, and they were both really good ones. So this painting, this Francis Parison painting, I had found back in the beginning of the summer for $2. I listed it in July and it just sold for $77. Okay, $2, $77. That was super exciting. That shipped out. Net profit on that was $66.27 after taxes and fees and all the things. The other one is another really awesome piece. I had found this in the spring at a church rummage sale, and I paid $2 for this as well. This is an Anne Kitchon, one-of-a-kind, embellished decanter, and I listed it on 10/21, and it sold in 4 days. 10/25 it sold. Originally paid $2. It sold for $85. Net profit on that was $70.34 after fees, etc., etc. So that's really good. It was a really good week. Just 2 items sold, and both of those were on eBay. Tonight, I have my paperweight sale. Originally, it was going to be tomorrow, Monday, and I was offered a longer spot. Someone had a family emergency and had to switch. So I'm going on NikNax Live today, 6 o'clock. Today is the 27th of October 2024. So hopefully this will go up before that and you'll have a chance to watch it and come join me live over on NikNax for Paperweights. Okay, so really quick before I get into all the amazing finds, it's been a year, right? So this is haul 51. I started about a year ago, end of October. I think I've done 54 videos so far, but I know one of them was a bonus video. So somewhere in there, I've been going about a year. Learned a lot, and I definitely will do a separate video at some point about, you know, kind of where we are now versus where we were then and what's next. But I want to talk to you guys before I start sharing stuff, and I want to ask your opinion. So please, please, please comment in the comments. I have a thought. I have a lot of thoughts always, but I want to get your opinion on this thought. You know how I've been sharing with you guys the artists a little bit? Like when I find an art piece, I share a little bit about the artist, as much as I can find on them, and sometimes I'll show their picture. I was wondering, what would you guys think if I did some interviews? Like separate from this, it would be just maybe once a month. It would be like a Zoom format, and I would interview these artists and talk about like, hey, I found this piece of yours. Can you tell me a little bit about it? Can you talk a little bit about, you know, what got you started, and, you know, what drives you and what you love, and about your art and how you do it, and blah, blah, blah. Just learn more about the artist, but from their words. I don't know. I'm kind of excited to do that, to meet some of these people behind the things that I'm out there finding at the thrift shops. You know, obviously if the artist is still alive. If the artist is not still alive, maybe their children, maybe a quick interview of, you know, one of their adult children. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like, how can we take this to the next level, basically, right? And it's Liz Art Finds. So, I mean, it's about the art. What about learning about the artists? Anyway, ponder on that. Comment below, please. Let me know your thoughts. And let's get into this week's video, because it's a good one. Well, I don't know if the video's good yet because I haven't recorded it, but the stuff's good. Okay, so I went out a few days, found a few things. So first in the week, I found this black and red fused glass plate. And this, I've actually taken fused glass classes, and this looks very much like something I've made. So this was either a student or someone teaching a class or something. Now it's signed, so it's not like just a person going in and taking a class, because they didn't have the ability to sign them, at least the place I took class, and this is etched in. So maybe it's not a student piece. It's really good, very well done, no issues, no bubbles, nothing wrong with it at all. So anyway, I paid $1.99 for this piece. Obviously, I didn't find anything just like it because it's one of a kind, but 12 to 24 on something like this, I think, is a reasonable expectation. And then the other thing I found, and I only picked this up because the price had dropped. I had seen it a couple weeks prior and left it both times because it was way overpriced. So I got this for 99 cents. It's a beautiful piece of pottery. It says Hugs on the jar, and it's got one of those older cork lids. So this is a little more vintage. It is signed, but oh, now I can read it because the light must be good. Okay, so it says Dave down here. I'm gonna try to see if you can see it. Stoneware is always hard to read the signatures. This is good. So anyway, Hugs. I mean, who wouldn't want a jar of Hugs, right? So I thought that was good, certainly for 99 cents. I think 12 to 18 on that, could go higher. Not really sure. Obviously, I didn't see this exact one. Now I know to look for Dave, so maybe I will find it. Or find something similar by Dave. Anywho, I did say 12 to 24 because the solds are like of similar kinds of things, have a pretty big range. All right, next place. I found, this is so cool. I found this plate. It is Scandinavian. Let's see, I'll put it against my black so you can see it. It is a cow with some flowers. It's etched on the back. It is not signed, but this is, it turns out, a very popular piece. It is Scandinavian vintage glass, and it is Olma the cow. Now, I don't know anything about who Olma is or why she's immortalized in glass plates. But anyway, this is Olma the cow. The artist was Roberto Niederer, and I actually printed out some stuff on him. He passed, I think, in 1988. And here's what's weird. They say that it's Scandinavian, but the place that it's made is in Switzerland. So it's a little confusing. So this is the guy. Okay. His name is Roberto, Ribeiro. No, it's Roberto. I just typed it wrong. Niederer. And he actually bought this glass factory. Actually, no, that's not true. He was a customer of the glass factory since 1956. He convinced the town of Hergisville to purchase the site in December of '75 with the full approval of the community. And that was the origin of Hergisweiler Glass AG. Niederer, who was considered a visionary, initially rented the facility, but later gained the right to construct further buildings. And so the site now, like, he died in 1988 and his son took over, and they still have a glass furnace and they're still making glass. But it's kind of like a complex or complex. They have a restaurant there, and they have, let's see, they have the glass factory, they have the production facility, and I think they do tours, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff. So anyway, kind of fun. I need to figure out what Olma the cow is all about, but still, so the factory is in Switzerland. All the other listings out there say Scandinavia, so I got to kind of figure that out a little bit, but there's that. So value. That piece I paid $2.99 for. The solds are in the 15 to 30 range. Unfortunately, there's one listed right now on eBay for $9, so I'm going to hold off until after that one sells and figure out where that's going to get listed. The other piece I found that day was this beautiful teal cased vase. It's gorgeous. It's got these really fun lines. It's got the ruffle at the top. It is not signed. I cannot quite figure it out yet because there are a bunch of listings and everybody is calling it something different. So I'm not really sure. I think at this point I would just call it a teal cased glass bud vase. I only paid 74 cents for this. I happened to go into the store the day they had cut the prices. So I got some good deals. So I think 18 to 28 on this is around what I'm seeing with the various solds. This one does have like a little bubble. It's like a thin area. It's really hard to see right there. Other than that, no issues. And it's not really an issue. It's just something, if you're looking for perfection, you notice stuff like that. Really pretty vase. Anywho, I was excited about that. I also picked up this little drinking glass, a lavender bubble glass. Not worth a fortune, but because it was only 24 cents, I picked it up. It was another one of those that was on super sale that day. So I would say, the less, I've seen them sold in lots, like, 12 or 6 or whatever. And per glass is usually around $3.50 to $5. So, I wrote down 4 to 8 for the single. Anywho, I paid 24 cents, right? So $2.40 would be 10 timesing my money. So anything above, $3 is bonus. So anyway, it's a really pretty glass. It's got a little bit of a lavender hue to it. So that was that. Then I went to, I think this was Savers. Yeah. And I only found one thing, but oh my gosh, you guys. Don't get too excited. It's not a Batassi, but okay. So it doesn't look like much. It's a really pretty trivet, okay? And on the back, you can see it's a little old. It says reproduction of the tobacco leaf pattern commonly found on China trade porcelain in the second half of the XVIII century. 18th? 18th. Wow, that's old, 1700s. But this is a Metropolitan Museum of Art reproduction. The company that made it is Motade, and it's in Portugal, okay? Okay, get a good look at this. This is one that's kind of a bolo. You want to kind of sear this into your brain. It's got a little bird, and it's supposedly a tobacco leaf pattern. There's China that it matches from the 1700s. This trivet, and there seems to be a newer version because there's others that have the, like, where the back looks cleaner and the words are kind of more spread out. $85. What? Okay, so I paid $2.39 for this trivet. One sold in 2013 for $50. One sold in August of this year for $85, okay? I was shocked. I put it into the phone, I looked it up, and I'm seeing the listed prices, and some of those are really, really high, over $100, and I'm going like, what? So obviously for $2.39, I had to get it, but how exciting is that, right? So you know how last week I was kind of lamenting that like not all weeks are good weeks. So I didn't have a great week last week. I had a really good week this week. I'll show you more stuff, but $85. So if you see this, again, this is the back of it. Whoopsie, this is the back of it. Motade, I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, Portugal. It's got the Momus sticker thing on it, and it states that it's a reproduction, and it is the reproduction pieces that are selling at crazy prices. I don't know, made me happy. So let's move on. Then I went to, this is a different day, I went to a Unique, which is kind of like a Savor, like they're basically the same company, just a big giant thrift store. Kind of like a Walmart of thrift stores, if that makes any sense. They're just big. And the volume that goes through them is insane. So I generally find things. Their prices are high in general, so you got to really look for the bargains. Anyhow, I found, and I'm going to reach, I'm sorry. Oh, I seem like I'm a little excited today. Okay, I found this fish. Its head opens, and it's got this little hanger here. I don't know if that's supposed to be a hanger, or if it's just a stabilizing piece so that the head closes. I'm not really sure. It sits on a table. I've seen some that are this way, but they have like another thing that hangs as a votive holder, but this is not flat at the bottom, so that would not work. It could potentially work as a votive holder this way, or maybe a tea light, like one of the battery operated lights. I'm not really sure. He was cute. So I paid $2.79 for him. There was one that sold for $21.25. So I'm going to call it 18 to 24 on him. Not a ton of them out there. There's similars, but not the same. So I think 18 to 24 is reasonable. I paid $2.79. Not 100% sure what it is, but decor at, you know, if nothing else. All right. Then, okay, put this over here. I picked up this little handmade paper book. I know it's not worth very much at all, but it hasn't been used. It's handmade paper. It's got a little seal on the back that says it was made in Ecuador. Association de Autonoma de Mujer, 23rd of June. Doesn't say what year. So anyway, made in Ecuador. I like the flower petals pressed in on the front, like the natural design, the flowers that are kind of added to the paper. I don't think it's worth very much, but I got it for $1.39, and it's worth at least $4. I'm saying 4 to 8 on this guy. So that would probably go in an auction at some point if I was doing similar type things. I might list it. I'm not sure. I might keep it. I might give it as a gift. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. I just liked it too much to leave it in the store. Then I found a decanter, and I'm in this very bad habit of picking them up because they're cool. It's missing a stopper and it's missing the glasses. It's cool. I believe it's Bohemian, which is Czech glass. It's got like overlay of silver and gold, so it's kind of fun. Some of the overlay is coming off right up at the top here. And there was another spot on this particular piece here that it seems to be coming off. The rest of it looks pretty good. It's got a ground pontil on the bottom. It's still got water in it because I washed it. Oops. Okay. Anyway, value. So if this had a stopper, and if this had the glasses, the full set of glasses as a set, they sell $45 and up, okay? I paid $6.29 for this guy. I think without the stopper and without the glasses, we're looking at 24 to 28, maybe a little bit less because of the wear and because it's missing the stopper and the glasses. So I'm not really sure on that. I think it's definitely worth more than $6.29. I think I can get 18 for it, but I don't know much beyond that. Okay. But definitely be on the lookout for those with the stoppers and the glasses where you have a full set, a decanter set. Some of the vintage ones do really, really well. I picked up next a votive holder. Now, what's cool about this one is I figured out the artist. All right, so that says it's signed Jackie 92 at the bottom, and then Black Creek Pottery. So, okay, it wasn't that hard. She's retired at this point. She does still, she's on her Facebook, and she does still post on her Facebook. God, I spilled water all over the place, darn it. Got water all over my papers, and the ink's running everywhere. All right, so ignore the water spots. That's the artist right there with her husband in Florida. Her name is Jackie. I'm not going to, because I showed the picture, I'm not going to say her last name because she's retired, yada, yada. But anyway, Black Creek Pottery, the website is no longer, like if you go there, it says the website's down. But she did a lot of really beautiful work, and she exhibited at craft shows down in Florida. So if you go to the Facebook of Black Creek Pottery, you can see like she has booth photos from when they exhibited, so you can see the different pieces that she did. Really, really beautiful work. It's a thin piece, like the clay, the wall width is very thin. So that takes a lot of skill. It's just a really pretty piece. She's someone I would love to interview. I would love to be like, hey, can you tell us about this a little bit? You know, about pottery, what you did, how you did it, when you started, some of your favorite things to make. So anyway, I'll probably hold on to that for a minute until I can figure out if I'm going to try to connect with her. But anyway, so sorry. Brain is going off in tangents. $1.74 I paid for this beautiful piece. I think the sales on these are around 16 to 20. I didn't see this exact one, but similars from her. So on the resale market, I mean, when they're new, they obviously sell for a lot more. Okay, then the next day, I found another really cool thing, but we'll get to that in a minute. I found another thing I should have left, but so here's the thing. You know that I'm always picking up these things that are so cool, and I look them over so carefully for chips and cracks. And this is Fitz and Floyd. It is called It's Harvest Time. It's a couple of chipmunks on top of a pumpkin, and you can see that as clear as day. There's a chip. There's actually two chips. There's one somewhere near it. It was under the tape. They do it every single freaking time. They have tape over things, and it's taped so well you can't see underneath it. So it looked perfect in the store. It does have a couple chips. I will probably try to cover that up, but I mean, I'll obviously disclose it, but I'll try to repair it a little bit. But it does detract from the value. It's a trinket dish bowl. It is Fitz and Floyd. Fitz and Floyd Essentials. It's Harvest Time. And it's a really cool design. I like it a lot. I was very sad to see that when I got it home and unwrapped it. I paid $4.99 for it. Solds are in the 18 to 28 range. With the damage, it would probably be down to 12 to 18. It just depends. It depends. Depends how many others are out there that don't have chips, right? But anyway, it's still a really cute piece. And, you know, what a cute fall decor. And you could use it for, I don't know, anything you'd like. It's a fun little dish. I'm actually going to put that, oopsie, over here so I don't break anything. All right, so now the thing that I found that was like, oh my gosh. The second thing I found this week that was, oh my gosh. It might not look like much. This is a brass dog doorstop. It's a spaniel. It is, I'm going to read what it says on the back. Here's what it says on the back. Okay. It says, Dream Boy, copyright 1949, Virginia Metal Crafters, Waynesboro, Virginia. Okay, it's a doorstop. You can see this. Now, this came in this brass, and it also came in cast iron. At this particular place that day, they had the brass and they had the cast iron one. Cast iron one was in really bad condition. It was kind of corroded in places and whatnot. So I just got this one. I left the cast iron one. The brass ones sell much better than the cast iron ones do, at least the value that they sell for. So I paid $7.99 for him. I did pay up when I saw that the solds are around $80. Okay. The listeds right now are $69 to $99, but there are things sold in the $80 range. So all those listeds are reasonable. For the cast iron ones, the comps are only in the $30 range. So it's like a $50 difference. It was the exact same dog, but one is brass, one is cast iron. Just a really beautiful piece. So he'll go up on eBay at some point. I actually think before Christmas. I think fairly soon on him, just because his value is so high, and I like listing the high value pieces quickly. So we'll see on that. But that was, oh my God, he's so heavy. That was a really, really, really exciting find. So then I found this. Now this one I'm not 100% sure on. Beautiful piece of holiday decor. It's fused glass. It's glass. It's got the stencils, like it's almost like those Peggy Carr type things and Sign and Sticker, where it was a flat piece of glass. They stenciled the snowmen on them, and then did the firing. And then as a second firing, instead of slumping it into just like a molded bowl shape like this, the shape was, you know, kind of like a this way. So when the glass heated up, folded in. I'm not even sure that's how they do that, right? They may actually physically, with big gloves, smush it. I'm not really sure. Have to talk to a glass person someday. I'm assuming it's a votive holder. I mean, it could be a vase. It would be a little difficult as a candy dish because it's hard to get your, you know, it's kind of sharp. You wouldn't want to be keep on reaching in. So I think it's a votive holder or candle holder. It's really cute. I paid $3.99 for it. I don't know the value on this. I couldn't find anything just like it. There were similar shapes that are in the 12 to 24 range. I didn't see anything that's embellished like this and folded like this. You know, 15, 18 is probably a good number for something like that. Okay. Then I found this cute little bird. So cute. It's very similar to the Mexico birds that I have, but it's a matte finish, and it's like the paint is all like matte, like, and no glaze on top of it. It does have a couple little paint chips on the beak right there. You could probably touch that up. But I just thought he was too cute to leave in the store. So I paid $1.99 for him. I think he's probably worth 8 to 12. That will probably go in when I do a bird auction. I've only got maybe 8 or 9 birds saved up so far, so that'll be later, but he'll be saved up for that and will run in a bird auction. Okay, then a couple days later, I went back out and I found this bowl. Okay, beautiful pottery bowl. It is signed, but cool thing, the owner left the tag in there. So this was actually purchased from a gallery. The gallery is called Orcas Island Pottery. The artist's name is Carol Ann Bauer, and the owner underlined that for us, so we know of all the pottery that they have at Orcas Island Pottery that Carol Bauer made this one. And then when you look at the signature, it's super hard to read, but you can make out Carol Ann Bauer, which is exciting. So her pottery, she actually has a separate studio, or had. I'm not sure if she's still working on it or working there. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, here. Gosh, I got stuff all over it. So she's not retired. This is a younger picture of her. I'll just leave it up there for another minute or two. So she's married and she's got 2 boys and lives in Washington State, in the San Juan Islands. And her still fire pottery, she and her husband still make pottery, and then they sell it through various galleries such as Orcas Island Gallery. So let's see. So she actually is on, did I write it down? Puget Sound, living on rural Whidbey Island. So she lives on Whidbey Island in Washington State. Let's see. She said, water and nature themes have always been a part of my work. Growing up by a wide, winding river in the Midwest, studying art in the mountains of Kentucky, living in Chicago near Lake Michigan, and Seattle by Puget Sound, and now living on rural Whidbey Island have all shaped what and how I see. A beautiful line or form and fine detail have always caught my eye. Combining these elements harmoniously into a pot that is functional as well as very satisfying. Through this work, I connect with people in the simple activities of life, serving food, displaying flowers, creating a quietly beautiful focal point in a room, or taking a moment to reflect with a cup of coffee or tea. So it's a nice artist statement, and this is one of her pieces. They sell originally for 95 plus on her website. So it's, you know, it's like original pottery, and then the pot stuff, vases and whatnot, are 95 and up. I don't see any on the resale market yet, so you would probably take half of that. So 45 to 60 maybe on this piece, especially, you know, with the what I know about it, and then I would print out some information about the artist and include that as well. So that was an exciting little find. I paid $2.99 for this beautiful piece of pottery. Like I said, it was a good week. It was a good week. You can tell how excited I am. Anyway, four more things. So one more stop, and the stuff is far, so I'm gonna have to reach for it. So give me a second. It's like I put the last thing the farthest away. I'm gonna grab the pieces to, what's the fourth one? Oh, it's right here already. Okay, cool. Third one. All right, so let me put this just here. All right, so the first thing at this place is this iridescent girl figurine, which looks similar in some ways to a Fenton piece that I have, but the dress is ruffled, and it's definitely iridescent carnival glass, really fun. It's not Fenton. So this is a company called Summit Glass. You also see some listed as, I saw one listed as Westmoreland. So I wrote down some stuff because it's kind of cool. All right. So Summit Art Glass, it says in 1972, Russell Vogelsong and his wife Joanne opened the Summit Art Glass Company in Akron, Ohio. And this is what's cool. They set about acquiring molds from various other companies, including St. Clair, Westmoreland, Imperial, and Cambridge. Thus, many small novelties, toothpicks, tumblers, etc., once made by others, are actually pieces made by Summit. Summit would commission other glass companies to make glassware using these molds. The glass was then sold through their gift shop attached to their house or through mail order catalogs. They commissioned small novelty items in many different colors to be made, some of which were iridized, as was this one. Pieces include a doll named Melanie, Oscar the Lion, a clown elephant, and the Little Women series. So this may actually be from the Little Women series. Gotta do more research. After some time, they wanted to expand so they could press their own glass. In 1984, they opened a glass factory in Ravenna, Ohio. So some glass made for and by Summit was marked with a capital V and a circle for Vogelsong. However, Summit also made glass from acquired molds without removing the old company's marks. Thus, some glass marked Westmoreland may actually have been made by Summit. Due to the passing of Russell in 2005, the factory closed in 2006. So that's kind of interesting information. I paid $5.59 for this piece. Probably only sells for 10 to 15. It was more of like, I can't just leave this on the shelf at a thrift store. It must come home with me so I can learn about it. I can probably double my money on that, but that's probably all. But really fun piece and really interesting history. Okay, then I picked up this painting on slate. Okay, it's just a scenic painting. It is on rock, it's on slate. It's signed in the corner. It's also signed on the back. Leo Quinlan, okay, 2014. Now, Leo Quinlan is an artist in Ireland, okay? His stuff mostly sells in Ireland. There is a really fun 2-minute video that he made 3 years ago. So here is Leo. And I just took a screenshot from his video, so it's not that flattering of a shot. But he's an Irish landscape and seascape artist from Waterville, County, Kerry. Okay, there he goes. Self-taught artist from the west of Ireland who spends his time creating acrylic paintings surrounded by the beautiful landscapes of County Kerry. Art is my spiritual home, and I paint what I see and derive great pleasure from this work. Leo is a former Army officer and more recently worked for the European Commission in Eastern Europe, Africa, Asia Minor, and the Balkans. Asia Minor, wow, and the Balkans. He's had an interest in painting for many years and is now concentrating on this activity on a full-time basis. While most of his paintings are 100% acrylic on canvas and or slate, Leo also uses oils, watercolors, and pastels. He mainly focuses on Irish landscapes and seascapes, and where possible combines the two. So this is a landscape painting for sure. Just real fun, you know? So I paid $3.19 for this beautiful original painting by Leo Quinlan. One sold for $25. I mean, obviously the originals sell for a lot more, but there is a slate painting that did sell for $25. And like I said, I paid $3.19. So yeah, I don't know how many people are going to know of him. So I'll have to write about him in my listing, but very cool nonetheless. Oy. Okay, then I picked up this random Yankee Candle book, and I probably paid too much. But the reason I did is because the solds were pretty high. So this is new, unopened, unused. It's from 2010, so it's new old stock. Yankee Candle book, Christmas stuff. I paid $8.39 for it. It's probably too much. The solds are 18 to 24. So if I paid $8.39 and I sell it for $18.39, I made $10-ish minus stuff. So 18 to 24, I mean, if I can get closer to 24, I can probably net $10 on it, which is why I picked it up. We're getting close to the holidays. It is all the holiday scents. I think it'll sell quickly. So I picked it up. And then the last thing, now this has got a sound to it, okay? Wind chimes. Beautiful sound. Just give me a second because I don't know how the sound will work on the computer. So people either love these or hate these, right? So this is Chimes of Pluto Encore Collection by Woodstock Chimes. It's beautiful wood. The center is beautiful wood. The top is beautiful wood. There's a little, sorry. There's a little thing at the top to hold it. And then it's got the beautiful chimes. So that was buried on a bottom shelf, all kind of wound up upon itself. So I'm sure nobody else saw that. I paid $5.59 for it. When they're in the box, the solds are $25 to $40. When they're not in the box and they're open like this, there's one that was as low as $11 and as high as $24. So I think 15 to 24, 18 to 24 should not be a problem. I may hold that till spring. Not sure when chimes are going to sell in the winter. Not sure. But again, $5.59. I might have paid a little too much for that, but I do think I can triple the money on that. So my total spend was $66.26. Total value estimated at the lowest possible, what I think I can get for things, is around $433, which is 6.5x, which is way better than last week. It's actually really good. So that's it for this week as far as the stuff. So just a couple quick summary things. Reminder, please comment below if you have any thoughts on whether you'd like to learn more about the artist. Like if I do, like I said, it would be a separate playlist. I would not do more than one a month. It wouldn't be instead of this, it would be in addition to, but just kind of a deeper dive and getting to know these people. I think that some of the beauty in things that I'm finding is helping these artists to live on, right? I mean, I love art. I do art. I don't do a lot of art now because life. Someday I will do art again. But I really, really appreciate the work, the creativity, and what these people can do, and to be able to share that, you know, especially some of these older people that were creating before the internet, you know, help them, I don't know, have a voice and help them to live on, you know. I just think it'd be really cool. But if I'm the only one that thinks it's really cool, maybe it's not that cool, right? So tell me what you think in the comments. I'm gonna go because this video is long and I've got to get ready for my paperweight sale. But yeah, that's it. So thank you again. Thanks for everything. Please give me a thumbs up. It really helps. Share if you haven't already, and definitely let me know what you think about my crazy idea. Thanks, guys. We'll see you again next week. Have a great week.